following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to Sam in Irvine, California. Hey, Sam, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Doing great. You having a good day out there?
I'm having a great day. Thank you very much. I want to preface by saying that I'm so grateful to you and TFNN for you to assemble such a great people, such a team to help the small investors like myself.
Well, we appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us, Sam. Thank you so much.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. This quote is by an unknown author. To start a better life or a better world or a better future is simply to believe that it is possible. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 124, NASDAQ off 16, S&Ps off 15, gold contract up $11.50, trading at $1,220 an ounce. Silver up 5 cents at $16.43 an ounce. Platinum up 12 bucks at $1,230 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.75 a pound. Light sweet crude down 42 cents, trading at $48.37 a barrel. Bonds can't keep them down, folks. You get the 10-year up 14 ticks at 128.18. 30-year up 18 ticks at 147.15. King dollar down 432 ticks at 92.17 after making a high, testing out the 2005 high. Bottom line, folks, I suspect what you have here is that is the top in the dollar. Euro up 48 ticks at 1.184, and the yen is up is down 1 at 118.65. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? So we take a look at these S&Ps, folks. And if I use the future first, this is what you have happening. We came off those highs of 2088. You get down hard. We hit a low out here of 1984. You got a fast counter trend bounce yesterday. Today, you're basically giving some of it up. Now, this is going to get the DAX in Germany, folks, okay, and gave up everything, okay? Pretty intense, because this is one of these situations that the DAX was up dramatically yesterday, as well as the FTSE, and just gave it back and gave it back in spades. Now, we haven't gave it back in spades. And I expect what you're actually going to see, which is really going to be wild, is that you're going to probably get a small little bounce again on Monday. Why? Because what you have is this. You get a sideways move out here today. You have actually a higher high with volume that is contracting, and then you basically lose it in price. That characteristic is a characteristic that, bottom line, is that it wants to test the high once again. Now, that's the shorter-term picture. The larger-term picture is that this market wants dramatically lower price. If we take a look at the SPY and see how this baby's trading out, every indication is that the SPY wants to run down to 181.92. That's the benchmark. That's the October 15th swing low. You hit a few highs, have no volume, came down with volume. Dow Industrials, same setup. NDX 100, same setup. If we go take a look at the three Qs right now, what you have inside the three Qs is this. The October 15th swing low, monster volume down there, trading out at that 90.24 mark. We go all the way up to 106, no juice. You come back down to the 99, have big juice, go back up, test the highs. I try to get into them, no juice, come back down with juice. Today what we did is we got over the high. We're giving it up on price, but the way this is hanging up here, the market's going to be just deviant enough, I suspect, to turn around and basically try to get into the high again of today. And what this is all about, okay, well, here, let's do the gold. Well, we won't do the gold contract next because I got Tom from Tampa. We're going to take him in a second, but I'm going to do the dollar index right now. The dollar index, folks, okay, bottom line to me, has topped out here. What you have is this. We hit 92.76. That was yesterday. Today, we almost got to that price point. We got to a 92.74. And you had real juice getting up to 92.74, and it couldn't get 2 ticks higher. And yesterday, when we got to that 92.76, you had absolutely no volume whatsoever. That test, okay, is a long-term test. And what I expect you're going to see now is you're going to see the dollar pull back. As the dollar pulls back, what is going to happen with the metals? Metals want to go higher. The gold market has been screaming for quite some time, folks, that as the dollar is at highs, gold has absolutely refused to back off, which is just amazing. Okay? Bottom line, gold wants higher price. Dollar has done exactly what it should have done, meaning you have done 100% move for move. You tested the highs, and it doesn't have the juice. Now, if you want to see something that's really wild, check out, and you can do these correlations inside anything that is close to either your ETF structures that you're either using the euro or the dollar. In this particular case, I'm going to use the UUP. And what you're going to see is this. If we take a look at the UUP and we bring this into a monthly basis, what you're going to see is that, where's my one? You're going to see that this test is like sick on a monthly basis. In fact, the UUP, as it's been going up, it's going into the same 2010 highs. It's like not even close. You're talking about 123 million shares and 137 million shares at the 2010 highs. And if we project the volume going out, folks, you're doing about 57 million. That correlation, guess what? Dollar's topped. What does that mean in the context of the market? It means the market's toast. It means gold is going topside in a big way. Let's go to Tom in Tampa. Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Yeah, sure am.
Cool, man.
I own the 125 calls on that GLD February, and I think, I mean, I know we could wake up any morning, gold could shoot up $25, $30 an ounce.
No, I think you get action, man. You're close. You're close to it. So the GLD, folks, okay, is the Street Tracks Trust. Trades at 10% of the price of gold. And now what you see is this, okay? You know, Tom is the 125. So we have gold that's trading, you know, at 12.20, and you can see the trust is only at 117. And what that's all about, folks, is that this is where ETF structures themselves have expense ratios. This expense ratio is 0.4%, but you can see over the course of years what ends up happening. You know, so because if it was a 1-for-1 without an expense ratio, the GLD right now would be trading at 120 versus 117. Okay, that being said, I think you get gained by, you know, my take, Tom, right now is that this GLD and the gold contract in particular, I'm looking, let's say Monday, Tuesday of next week, I think this market's still going to mess around a bit, meaning, you know, not have the gold contract go over the highs that it's going into, which is that 118, the GLD.
Right.
But whether it's, let's see, you got plenty of time, man, because this is a long month. So option expiration, folks, is always the third Friday of the month. So you have a long month now, January itself, because January is 22 trading days versus 21. It's an average of 21. And then you still get it to February. I think you'll get it, man. I think you get, I mean, it looks to me that, you know, you get this launch of 118, and you're going to get, oh, boy, I see. That's a long way. 125 is a long way. What? Hey, you see what happens when you get over 118? You know, at 118, what you're going to be looking for is this. You got, okay, let me pull this back. I got to put this back onto a weekly for a second. So if we put this on a weekly, what you're going to be looking at is 138. But first we get a launch. $118, 127. This is what you're going to need, Tom. You need, on a weekly basis, we're going to need like about 30 million shares. And it's clipping out at that point right now. I mean, 30 million is not going to be a lot. The GLD is averaging about 6, 7 million a day right now. You need like about 30 million when you're going to launch this 118 area. You stay right there. We're coming right back. Stay right there, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
How would you feel if you had a powerful decision-making tool that has the ability to find high-probability trading opportunities across multiple time frames in equities, currencies, and futures? Search no more. Take advantage of the best trade with the TAS Profile Scanner. Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to help them make the best and most accurate decisions. Scan over 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments for high-probability trading setups utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time, for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. Subscribers will also gain access to the December 9th workshop with John Logan. There's no obligation to pay anything. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls. Now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. We're talking with Tom from Tampa. We're talking about the GLD. Tom has the 25 calls that expire in February, so the bottom line is that he wants to see them up and over that area. You know, what you do have happening, Tom, is this. Okay, so we're trading right now at that 117.14 area. What you're going to be looking for on the weekly is you want this 21 million shares as we get into the 120.50. You get that, then you're going to see some fast action, because then you can get 127.55, which is the next swing point up there. 129.25, rather, which is the next swing point. But I think you're in good shape here, man. You know, it's a long way to go for the GLD. There's no doubt. Do you know what I mean? It's
right. Oh, yeah.
That's a big move. What you will get, though, which is pretty cool, is if we take a look at this, what you will get immediately with just a surge in the gold contract itself is you're going to get premium coming into that GLD very quickly, you know, which you really don't have right now. See, what has happened, folks, is that when you get sideways movements, which we have, gold has been kind of hanging at the same place for quite a while right now, actually for 5-6 weeks. When you get that, he didn't pay up inside a premium for that, you know. And so, you know, I think you get some action, man.
Okay.
Cooking, brother.
Right. Thanks, Tom.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. There was a question in the den, folks. This is a great question, too, by the way. Is that how can you reconcile the silver market? Because silver isn't moving, hasn't moved, okay? As to, okay, you know, why not, and what's happening with it? Well, when we take a look at this, so if we take a look at the silver market, and I bring this baby up, I'm going to bring up just the SLV first, which is the iShares Silver Trust. Silver, no doubt, okay, needs strength, period. And we haven't got it, you know. What does happen inside the silver market, though, the silver is about twice as volatile as gold. Silver's trading at 16.42 right now. And it's set up the same way gold is, but gold is absolutely stronger. So we'll see how silver runs into 16.74. Thus far, what's happening today is really cool. The reason being is that what you do have out here today is that we have the expansion of volume in the silver market as it's trying to get into the swing point from Monday. And so what that sets up is that it sets up more than likely a run higher come this Monday, you know, maybe Wednesday. Because as I said a little bit earlier, I think Monday the market's going to try to get higher. So if the market tries to get higher, the dollar itself will have another counter trend bounce and try to get higher. I don't think it will, but, you know, I don't think it will stay. But that's how that's set up. If we look at the SLV, the SLV right now is trading at 15.73, and you know it's pushing with volume. What we are going to need is that at the 16.49 area, you're going to need volume coming in at about on a weekly about 39 million. You know, so we'll see how that absolutely does shake out. When you look at the silver and gold stock, well, the gold stocks in particular, you have juice happening. If we go over to Rheingold Resources today, GOLD, this little baby is going up on the daily, on the weekly, with juice behind the move. If we take a look at this on the daily first, what you're going to see is that it's already overtaken all the swing points. It's swing points. So Rheingold is trading at 74.53. Well, guess what? Well, you're going to get an idea of just how these equities will move once they get out of this consolidation, because Rheingold is out of the consolidation right now. So the way this is set up is that Rheingold could put in another $10 really quickly, because that's how it came down. When it came down from $84, it shot down from 84 to basically 72, straight line down. Then, that was in last October. Then what we did is that we moved sideways building cars. Well, first we tested Lowe's, had lighter volume. It was 2008 Lowe's was going after, had lighter volume, rejected it, had a few signs of strength. Now what you have, it's over the whole consolidation. As soon as, and Rango got over that consolidation with volume, folks. It did it on Monday. Monday we did 11 million shares as it launched into, was it 11 million? Let me just say this. It was 1 million rather. You know, this is, did 800,000 today. We did, 1.7 million. It did 1.7 million. It was taking out the swing point of 800,000, did it with volume, all of the above. Now that's saying, hey, that's game up to that 85. An Eco Eagle, AEM, we take a look at an Eco Eagle. That also has some juice. Also did the same thing, meaning jumped over the bottom part of the consolidation. Now, an Eco Eagle has a little bit more to do, actually a lot more to do. An Eco Eagle has to get over the 31 area, and right now we're 29.51. But the way an Eco Eagle is also setting up, that is setting up to get to higher price. So it's going to be an exciting week next week. It's going to be totally exciting, folks, because what you do have is this, is that this dollar index, bottom line, long term, looks to me like not only it's topped, when I'm looking at the UUP, it is saying that it's not only topped, but this thing probably is going to do a much larger correction than any of us think. Now, the confirmation would go like this. If the dollar index is going to do a monster pullback, the first idea that you'd get that that's going to happen is that you will have high volume coming off this high. So how the dollar trades next week is going to be crucial. You get high volume off this high, that sets up a much larger correction. You get low volume pullback, that's saying, hey, guess what? That was just a short-term topping procedure. And what would that mean? The difference would go like this. Either way, I think we've topped for maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, even on a short-term basis. If, in fact, this was the move, because this move started in 2011, if, in fact, this is the move and you're going to have a longer-term pullback, which you can. You got to remember, this started in 2011, so 12, 30, this was a 3-year move on the way up. There's no reason that you can't have a year and a half on the way back. That's easy, especially with the currency. So in that context, if we get volume off the highs, that's what you can expect. And the way this gold contract is trading, it's you know, the way the gold contract is trading, folks, it is saying on a fundamental basis that inflation more than likely is finally going to come in. You know, either that or there's another depression coming. But I don't see another depression coming. And the reason is this. The highest risk right now, I would say that banks are holding on to, and large funds are holding on to, probably high-yield bonds. That's probably, you know, they've pushed that to the hilt. There's no doubt about that. And that high-yield bond market is a huge market. You know, just in the last, I guess, the last 6 weeks, that market has gone down a good 25%. That will not push the dislocation like the real estate crash did and the market did. There's just not enough of it out there. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. Coming right back. Dow Industrials down 141. NASDAQ is off 22. S&Ps are off 13. We're going to be right back.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how EverBank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? EverBank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? EverBank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. EverBank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. EverBank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now down 141. You get the NASDAQ off 23. S&Ps are off 13.5. Let's go to Don in Odessa. Hey, Don, how you doing?
Hey, Tom. I come to you with a heavy heart today. My grandson is in the hospital in St. Jude's in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
He's been treated for leukemia. This is the second time around with this thing.
It is, huh?
They were doing what you call an experimental treatment on him.
Okay.
And it's not looking too good for him. He slipped into a coma today.
I'm sorry,
There's
man.
still some positive expectations here, so it's not like it's the end. But they don't know what caused the coma either. His liver's not doing too well.
And how old a child is he?
He's 18.
He's 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that leukemia is pretty intense, man.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. He's been through so much that it's time for it to end. But I'm asking you all and your audience if they wouldn't send out some white light and prayers and
absolutely
any other magic tricks they got.
No, listen, we appreciate you calling, and folks, I end the show every day. Whatever you think about, you bring about, and step into yourself, grab it, and fly with it. Whatever energy there is, folks. Okay, this is my take on it too. Everything we have is right inside us, and however this works, meaning the white light and energy in general, it works. That's the bottom line. Okay, and with Don saying specifically and asking specifically, and we're all going to be doing it right now, is taking that energy, and everyone can do it, folks. This is something that is very easy to do, and there's no wrong way of doing it. What you're doing is you're specifically thinking of Don's grandson, and you're taking, and the way that I do it is this, okay? So picture that whatever this energy is that this whole world is made of, because we're all the same, okay? So all you're doing is you can basically take it through your head, you can take it through your hands, you can take it through wherever you want, and just visualize it yourself. You visualize that you have this white light, coming out of you, coming out of your hands, you're going out to the universe, you're picturing this 18-year-old man, and as you're doing that, what you do is that you picture, number one, you're going into him. And as you're going into him, what you're going to see is this. You're going to see this, what happens with any type of illness, folks, okay, is that when you actually see it, it's black. It stops the flow of energy. That's what it comes down to. So when you see that, what I want you to do with that white light is that as that's going through, and what's his name, Don?
Corey.
As it's going through Corey, when you see that, what I want you to do is to bust it apart, okay? So you bring it out, you bring it into the universe. He's at St. Jude's. You're going to bring it into Corey. And as you're going through him, just pushes it as much as you can push it into him. And bottom line, that's a beautiful thing to do, number one. Hopefully, it's going to be enough to get Corey released from leukemia, and I really want to thank each and every one of you for doing it out there. And, you can do it a million times, folks, and as I said earlier, there's no wrong way of doing it. Don, I will push this out all weekend long, man.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Absolutely, man. And, we'll go from there.
Yes, we will.
Bottom line is that, and let me tell you something, folks, okay? It works. The bottom line is that, and there's some things are simple in life,
God bless you.
Okay, man. Thank you so much. Have a great one. Have a safe one. That's, that leukemia is vicious. Disease in general, folks, is vicious. And, who knows, how this life deal works. What I'm absolutely convinced of, though, is that whatever energy this is, we have it in us. The more that you use it, the more that it basically seems to work, And if you don't know the story, years ago, I was always into this somewhat, but what ended up happening is that there's crazy kids in South Boston, we were always shooting each other with BB guns. Bottom line, I got shot with a BB gun, my eye, and was blind for like 7-8 months. Bottom line, just kept pumping it in there, man. And guess what? I can see for the next 30, 35 years. What has happened, which is pretty wild, though, is this. So check this out. What has happened, because that scar, over the course of years, the scar tissue is in there, and, it's getting a little bit different. But anyway, the great news is that it absolutely worked. And since that point, I was 16 when that was happening. Since that point, I use it for everything. And so hopefully that's going to help Corey, and we'll certainly say a lot of prayers for Corey also. market-wise out here, what you have, folks, you know, the volatility is going to continue. What we had out here yesterday was a nice counter-trend bounce. And it was a vicious bear cat bounce. That's the type of bounces that you can expect in a bear market. If you take a look at the DAX, okay, it's pretty incredible what happened out here today with the DAX, because what you had is that you talk about giving it up. This little baby not only gave it up, but it gave up everything that it had got yesterday on the way up. So it was pretty intense how that little baby came all the way back. You know, there's no two ways about it. Let's go to Nabel in Atlanta. Hey, Nabel, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Good, good. Yeah.
Cool,
Trying
man.
to stay warm.
Yeah, stay warm. Why, is it cold in Atlanta too?
Yeah, not as much as Boston. But
No,
it's
yeah,
cold.
Boston got toasted, man. So you want to look at Transocean?
Yes.
Okay, so he wants to look at Transocean. This is rig, folks, okay? This is an offshore driller. The low's 15 for the year. The high's 48. This baby's in trouble, man. Do not buy this. You know, this has been a one-way shot. You know, 35 down to 16. We take a look at this, and we put this on a weekly, and what you're going to see is that I actually got to put it on a monthly, because this here, folks, okay, this is going to blow your mind, but this thing, number one, is not only back to lows, you're back into 2003 right now. And you happen to be watching Tiger TV by any chance, Nabel?
Not right now.
Okay,
no,
that's cool. Okay, so what you have is this. You're trading out at $16.16. That's under the lows of 2000. And, you know, this thing can go to $10, man. You know, that's the next stop. You know, the way that this is what I would do, yeah, that's it. You know, hopefully you don't own it right now. Do you own it? Are you looking to buy it?
No. I was looking to buy it, but I was waiting to. I mean, I was looking at the low of like 1590 something, and it dropped below that today and came back. So I was just curious. Actually, I don't own it yet.
Yeah, no, don't. I wouldn't touch it, man. It has what it has is this. Okay, and I've seen rig. The amazing part about rig Transocean, folks, okay, is that it's a stock that, you know, when the stock was trading at 100, it looked like, you know, yeah, we're never going to go down. And then, you know, it didn't. It went to 160, and then it got croaked. This thing has big problems, man. I mean, you know, when it came down last month, it came down 410 million shares. You know, so the oil market itself and the deep water drilling market, which they specialize in, you know, is toast, man. You know, because no one's, well, first off, what happens is this. So in order for rig to get to higher price, they need more contracts, okay? And inside the oil market right now, what you're going to see is you're going to see every company pulling back money, not putting new money to work. Now, that's not even talking about the aspect that you don't have to go offshore to go get oil anymore because you can stay onshore. Because, see, the offshore deep wells that rig specializes in is still high-cost oil. Well, if they want high-cost oil, they can stay right in the shale areas. You know, so it's trouble, man. You know, and if you're looking for the way, so let's talk about the oil stocks for a second, folks. What I would do with the oil stocks is this, and I had one of my friends from Boston come over to me earlier today and said, hey, you know, and he calls me Obi. Everyone, my friends call me Obi. He says, Obi, when can I start buying some of these oil stocks? And I says, text me back when ExxonMobil's at 81, and you're at 92.50 right now. Because I think it's going to 81. depending what the volume is there. If Exxon is right around 81 with light volume, then you can start feeding on the oil stocks. Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. You get the Dow down 146, NASDAQ off 24, S&Ps are off for 13.5. And, folks, as you're over at our website at TFNN, what you're going to see right on the front page is that right in that carousel, you're going to see market insights, okay? And this is what we have. We have a special that's going on right now. It's good for the next 10 days, and this is what it is. You can test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, absolutely free for 1 month. What you get when you test drive it is that you're also going to get a copy of my best-selling book, The Art of Time in the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, and that's free. That's an $88. It's free. We'll send you the book out. I'm also going to be doing a webinar, a 1-hour webinar. That's going to be on the January 21st from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock at night. You get all of that absolutely free. So check it out on the front page of TFNN. What the webinar is going to be about is this. The webinar is going to be about the year to come, where I think the S&Ps are going, where I think the bonds are going, where I think gold is going. Now, I'm sure most of you that are listening know that I am a bear. What is going to be inside that webinar is the parameters, meaning that as we get to the swing point inside the slide structure, I'll specifically have exactly what type of volumes you need to go to lower price, let's say on the S&Ps, to go to higher price in the bonds, to go to higher price in gold, and if there's failures, you'll understand what that failure is all about. So we'll put together a great program. Check it out on the front page of TFNN. Bottom line, you have no risk. This is a great time to test drive the daily newsletter. It's good for a full month, and if you don't like it, folks, you pay nothing. You know, just bottom line, and you keep the book, and you keep the well, of course, you're going to be at the workshop. Market-wise out here, what we have is this, okay? So what we did out here today is you actually got to a higher high and gave it up on price, which is pretty cool. Because what we do have is that we have light volume. If we take a look at the NYSE probably is going to come in about 650. We're at 526 right now. We take a look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's going to come in at about, let's see. NASDAQ's going to come in at about 1.75. So what I do expect, though, and it's just the devious of the marketplace, is that there's going to be probably another test. You know, the way the futures are trading right now, actually, I think it's going to be a close call, man. Because see, what you have is this: if we stay with the futures, what we have with the futures is this: the futures out here today, you know, got to 53. They're at 39 right now. I got to 62 rather. The futures got to 62. You're at 39, and it's like, okay. It's just what's going on is it's this setup that is inside here that it looks to me like that 63, 60 area wants to get tested once again. The dollar is going to be the name of the game, folks, I suspect, for the next 4, 5, 6 months. What is amazing, I'd like to really try to figure this deal out, is that, number one, you know, the pullback in the dollar, but more so, why does the market not like a weak dollar? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow. Okay, because that correlation, okay, there's no doubt that correlation, meaning the dollar couldn't stand a strong dollar, it liked a weak dollar, and then that thing flipped around. It flipped around quite a bit. Right now, it is tick for tick. You know, you can see yesterday, dollar goes up, market went bonkers. Today, dollar hits a high, market was up slightly, and then just couldn't handle it. And the gold market itself is the thing that is also pushing in a huge way is that this gold contract absolutely refused to back off at all. That in itself is a phenomenon. If you trade gold at all, you've been in this metal market at all, you know that gold is very easy to whack. And this morning, especially on a Friday, folks, and this morning, when the dollar was at its highs, they still couldn't get gold lower. That's what was phenomenal. And if you actually take a look at it intraday, what we did get when those jobs numbers come out, immediately when those jobs numbers come out, you got a spike in the dollar. And it was a nice spike, too, by the way. If we put this up on a 10-minute chart, and you'll see that when you get these spikes that the market likes to go right back up to them. When that jobs number came out this morning, that little baby, she spiked right up to, there she is right there. She spiked up to the 21 mark, 12.21, then runs all the way back to 12.15, and guess what? She spikes higher, 12.21.50, goes sideways again, and right now we're at 12.20. You know, so as we come into the close, you're going to see more buying inside the gold market. You're going to see, you won't see the dollar basically selling off because the dollar index itself and currencies in general calmed down, you know, like two or 3 hours ago. What we will see, you can expect, is Sunday night. There's going to be big action in the euro. I expect the euro going higher, dollar going lower. And if you haven't traded the Nadex product yet, folks, this is a great time to do it. You can go over to our website at TFNN, hit the Nadex banner, bring up the account. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into it as soon as you bring it up, and start using those contracts so you can see the dynamic inside trading, whether you're trading the indices, whether you're trading the commodities, whether you're trading the currencies. I think what you should probably start, I would start right now on the dollar euro. And what you would be doing specifically is you'd be going long the euro, short the dollar. Whatever way you want. There's two different ways you can look at it. It's the same trade. Because when you have a large change of trend, bottom line is that that'll be on your side for quite a while. And as I said a little bit earlier in the program, how we come off the high in the dollar will tell us specifically, are you going to have a larger correction? That's one part. The second part, which is either going to diverge from it or have harmony with it, and I'm hoping it's going to be harmony with it, is that gold is ready to break topside. You know, it only needs like another $3 or $4 more. If we have the dollar breaking down with volume and gold simultaneously breaking up with volume, and they both have it, bingo, it's time for no sleep, folks. No sleep for 6 or 7 months. I'm only kidding, but you want to sleep. But guess what? You want to make hay in the marketplace, because then what you're going to have dramatic changes of trend. You're going to have the dollar going lower, metals going higher, market going lower. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks, because coming up next, it's Friday, and the holidays are over. We got our man David White coming back, rolling and prowling with us, our tech expert at TFNN. Dow Industrials finished down 163. Nasdaq's off 32. S&Ps are off 16. We're going to be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to Robert in New Jersey. Hey, Robert, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. A great show.
Thank you so much.
For years. You got a great thing. I've been listening to you for over a decade. That's amazing. You've done a great job.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. It's going to be a great one, too, because we got our tech expert back from vacation, our man, Mr. David White, growling and prowling with us out here on a Friday afternoon. It's a beautiful thing. Welcome back, man.
It is. Well, I'm glad to be back.
Totally, man. This quote is by Mario Giacadano. Be strong. Go with your heart and believe in miracles, because anything can and will happen. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. Dow Industrial's down 170, NASDAQ off 33, S&P's off 18, gold contract up $13.30 at $1,221 an ounce. Silver up 9 cents at $16.47 an ounce. Platinum up 13 at $1,231 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.75. Light sweet crude, there's no hope, folks. Down 56 cents at $48.24. That baby is going into 32. That's going to be a total mind blower. Yes. Bonds, the ever-ready bond market refuses to back off. 10-year up 17 ticks at 128.21. 30-year up 27 ticks at 147.23. King dollar down 427 ticks at 92.17. Now, King dollar, folks, tested its 2010 high. My take, that's it. Over, done. That was the test. Started in 2011, took that long to test it. Tested it out daily, weekly, all of the above. Euro up 48 ticks at 118.40. And the yen down 111 at 118.55. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? Okay, so check it out. Our markets here, so you had a big expansion yesterday after the downdraft. You get to a higher high today. It gives it up. We do 728 million, which is short volume, light volume, by the way. But what you had, you got to a higher high, couldn't hold price, it backs down. So the larger picture, folks, is that this S&P wants to get on 1805. Right now, we're trading at 2036. The shorter picture, what I expect, is that you're probably going to see another bounce on Monday. We're not going to get to the highs. These are bear market bounces, and I don't expect another $300, by the way, because Europe got absolutely toasted. Europe gave back everything that it had yesterday. We didn't give back everything, folks. Europe was up 2.5% to 3% yesterday, gave it all back today. Like, wow. Quick, fast, furious, big time. Our own S&Ps, though, you know what? The 2050, 2060 can get tested again. You get a test on lighter volume, that's it. If you're a trader out there, it's time not to sleep, folks. Why? Because it's a trader's paradise, and you can expect that for the next 6, 8, 9 months.
I came back from vacation early because the last week, and it was like, I felt like that Godfather movie where the guy goes, they just keep dragging me back in. And I looked at it, I said, I got to come back.
Once you're in, you can't get out.
Yeah.
We go over to the SPY and want to see this correlation inside the SPY, folks. What you have inside the SPY is this. You have that high volume low that's hanging out there at 181.92. You're trading at 204 right now. Bottom line, this little baby, you know, when we came down with it was 200 million, I believe, 203 million shares on the way down. Yeah, 209 million on the way down. You got to a higher high out here today, and you're going to love this, okay? This is really important to understand in the context of where the supply is versus demand. 147, and then it gave it up. That's a big number, folks. NASDAQ Composite, we take a look at that. Well, here, let's just go to the 3 Qs first. You take a look at the 3 Qs, same setup in the 3 Qs. What we did with the 3 Qs today, you did 41 million shares. You had come down on 66 million. And what you have hanging out there in an extraordinary way is that high volume swing low, October 15th at 90.33. And, you know, when we talk about that high volume swing low, folks, it's something that you absolutely want to wrap your head around. And I'm going to go over there right now. I'm going to go over to Google. Google has already broken your October 15th swing high. swing low rather. And if you want to see how this works on the out of time in the trade, you get down to 515. We did that on the 16th. Actually, Google went down even further. It went down to 515. You had the volume down there. That was 5.9 million. And then Google did the counter trend bounce first to 568. So it went 516 to 568. Then what does it do? Gives it up on price again, goes down to 497. Does a counter trend bounce with light volume up to 543? And guess where we are? We're at 500 right now. You broke swing lows. We put this on a weekly basis. What you're going to see is that the aspect of how we're down there, this week we did 12 million shares versus the lows there of 19 million, but it couldn't get out of its way, so that's going to be building more cause for lower price. You know, it's pretty intense. That's the bottom line. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? Gold wants higher price, folks. The dollar index out here today got to a higher high. Well, we'll do the dollar in a second. Let me just show you what's going on with gold. And I expect what you're going to see it's going to be next week. Gold right now is trading at 1222.10. Gold wants to basically get over the swing point of 1233. So we'll see how it attacks that swing point, number one. It had the volume going with it today, which is really nice. XAU, HUI, all of the above, they all went. Bonds. What do we have with the bond market? Bonds want higher price. Bonds look like they're an ABC structure on the way up. But where we're going right now is that we're going to go into the dollar. Why the dollar? I think the dollar, if you get the dollar right, folks, the dollar is going to be the most important move out here. The reason being is that this is the dollar. I'm talking right here. I'm talking the dollar index, okay? That's the euro, 60% of it. The correlation goes that what the dollar has just done is that it basically tested its 2005 highs. And it's been trying to do that for quite a while, okay?
I've got a question here.
Yes.
And that is, forever,
right,
every time the dollar ticked up, the market tanked.
Yes.
Something fundamentally changed somewhere along the line in this last move from the dollar index at 80 all the way up to 92, and I still can't put my finger on what is physically changed.
And folks, this is really important what Dave's talking about, because I can't either. So watch what we're talking about here. So the last 6 months, the dollar went from 80 up to this 92, and the market loved it, absolutely loved it, okay? And prior to that, the market, well, the market liked a weak dollar. That's the reality. Now, all of a sudden, the market likes the strong dollar. And what's going on now, folks, the market can't stand a weak dollar. If the dollar moves down at all, the market goes down like in 2 seconds, folks, okay? It's tick for tick, okay?
But it blows my mind that changed, and I still, normally you find after the big move what happened.
Right.
But I'm still up here at 92 going, it doesn't look any different to me than it was at 80.
No, I agree. And I'm trying to figure out right now why the market can't stand a weak dollar when it's going down. Bottom line, though, the correlation is there, number one. So what do you do with that correlation? What you do, to me, that correlation is saying whatever is out there, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay? We'll find out what that is. But this parity with the gold and the dollar is pretty dramatic.
If you're in Europe and you think Europe's going to hell in a handbasket,
right,
you live over there.
Right.
You see everything is going south. You start buying U.S. stocks. You have to buy dollars to buy U.S. stocks.
That's right.
Dollar goes up. It's denominated. Your stock is now denominated in dollars.
Yes.
You're still getting that boost from the dollar on the stock, even if it stays the same.
That's right.
Because your euro is going down.
That's right.
So your stock doesn't even have to go up. You're better off in Europe buying U.S. equities.
You have been dramatically.
Right.
Yes, dramatically.
So the only thing I can think of is the worst it gets until whoever's the last guy that buys a stock in Europe is the only reason. And once that happens, and then that correlation breaks back to the way it was, where the U.S. market hates a strong dollar again because the exports start getting hit.
We'll see. What I'm going to do right now, I want to show you something, because when you do trading just the dollar index itself, folks, okay, it's liquid and you can get volume on it. But because the UUP has been trading for quite a while, when you see the volume characteristic in the UUP, Dave and I, volume-wise, will tell you that this is insanity.
Yeah.
And this is pretty intense, folks, okay? The UUP went up last month, okay, and you did 29 million shares. Well, guess what? You're going into 123 million shares. Yeah. It's saying that, guess what? Bottom line is this dollar wants to pull back.
We're going to have some giant action in these markets in the first three months of the year.
Action, baby. No time for sleep.
Yeah,
no time for sleep. It's a beautiful thing. Dave White, Tom O'Brien, all you tigers and tigresses, you stay right there. We're going to be coming right back. Dow Industrials finished down 170. NASDAQ off 32. S&P's off 17. Gold up 14.40. Silver up 10 cents. There's action out here, folks. We're going to be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how EverBank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? EverBank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? EverBank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. EverBank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. EverBank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Check out the new look of Tiger TV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Dow finished down 170, Nasdaq off 32, S&P's off 20. And folks, if you'd like to test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, we have a great special that's going on right now. It's going to go on for the next 9 days. It expires next Sunday night. And what it is this. You can test drive the daily newsletter for 1 month. It's normally 2 weeks. If you do the test drive, you're going to get a copy of my book, The Art of Time in the Trade, an Ultimate Trading Mastery System. That's an $88 value, so you get that free. I'm also been doing a webinar on the 21st of January from 6 to 7, and I'm going to be talking about the S&P, the bond market, and the gold market. All of that's wrapped into the special that's right on the front page of TFNN. Check it out over the weekend. In front of us right now, I'm Mr. Dave White, tech expert at TFNN. This slide is blowing my mind, folks, because it says 8 years ago today, January 9th, 2007, Steve Jobs took the stage to announce the first iPhone. It feels like the iPhone's been around forever.
It seemed to me just like yesterday, but to you, it's been forever. So I don't know.
Yeah, 8 years ago today, huh?
Yeah. So probably the most interesting thing is he had a barely functional prototype. Okay. And everybody was really concerned that it was going to blow up in the middle of the demonstration. But if two things that were probably the most important in the early days of computerdom,
yes,
was the ability for both Steve Jobs and Bill Gates to do, they were both demo gods. There was, when Word was coming out and going up against Lotus 1-2-3,
okay,
there were 3,500 bugs on the first demonstration with Bill Gates in Word. Any one of them did the blue screen of death.
Really?
Yes. He was able to do a 2-hour demo and avoid them all. He knew where every single landmine was. And then...
That's pretty cool.
Everybody looked at it, thought, well, this looks good and complete. Nothing bad happened, so it's got to come out in 3 months.
Okay.
Well, they kept on telling everybody it's going to be shipped any day now, right? But they were able to basically keep a lot of people out of the market from buying Lotus 1-2-3, all thinking that Word was coming out very soon, right?
Wow.
So they were able to freeze the market by having a product.
Sure.
He did kind of the same thing. It wasn't near as long. In fact, I think Word almost took another year to come out for Bill Gates. But both of these guys were demo gods. They knew the product. Bill Gates, of course, a programmer. Steve Jobs never was. And they had kind of different theories. Bill Gates knew literally everything about the code that was going in.
Right.
Because he was a very good coder. Steve Jobs had another way, which is he'd just go, he'd look at it and say if he liked it or not, and if he didn't like it, he sent you back to do it again, but with no direction. So he didn't tell you what he didn't like.
Right.
He would just send you away. And eventually both the guys, came out with products, but
sure,
very different management styles for working in what they did. Of course, I think I heard somebody, it may have been you, saying that Windows ripped off Apple.
They did, yeah.
Well, hang on a second.
Okay.
The first videos of all the cut and paste and all the Windows operating systems was from a guy in Stanford University in 1968. If you go to the website, you can see them using it all.
Okay.
Then Xerox stole it from them.
Xerox is the one. Xerox made the biggest mistake, right? Because
they made the biggest mistake.
They let Jobs get into Xerox.
They let Jobs go in and look at it. But there's very little new under the sun. And I think what you could give basically Steve Jobs credit for was actually commercializing things that no one else would commercialize.
Oh, right in front of us.
Right.
When you think about what he did in the music business, I mean, Sony's still going to be pulling their hair out because Sony had it, and they just they just had to change the Sony Walkman. That's all they had to do.
And you get stuck in the old paradigm. You get stuck in what you can't change. Steve Jobs was very good, and he had a quote, which was that good artists borrow, great artists steal.
Really?
Yeah, he finally admitted it about 2005 that he didn't invent the GUI interface and everything else, although up to that time he basically claimed that he did.
Sure.
Most of those were for legal reasons, so if he went into court, you would never have him actually saying he didn't do that. But yeah, well, Jobs ripped off Xerox. Xerox ripped off the researchers at Stanford, but if you go to, like I said, the Stanford research thing, you'll see all these guys doing all the cut and paste and everything in 1968. And you would never use this computer in real life, but you can see everything that we're doing today came from those 17 researchers at Stanford, which I thought was kind of interesting.
It'd be cool, to do a show on what the research that Stanford doing right now, because they're way ahead of the curve, right? I mean,
they aren't doing that much in, of course, in stuff that would be very easy to show.
Right.
I mean, basically Google. We were talking about that.
Okay.
You were talking about that earlier. That company came from a couple of science engineers at Stanford.
Right.
And what were they doing there? They're working on huge, long algorithms that no one understood to go back and do search. Those things are just incredibly hard to either talk about or do anything about, and that tends to be almost all of what those guys are doing now is algorithmic research for doing all kinds of things, but almost nothing that you can see or show or demonstrate. Most of these things are so buried so far down in the code. All we see now is stuff that we touch and move, and everything is on the backside of it.
I mean, I'm sure that, though, they have ideas about where we're going. That's what I'm talking about. Like, realistically, where do those guys, ladies, think we're going like 10, 20 years from now? Because you can see in 8 years, folks, how far we've come. This is what's a mind blower. Right?
To me, the best stuff going on behind the scenes at Apple, at Microsoft, they all have huge research divisions.
Right.
And we were just talking a couple of weeks ago that I think before we left, Microsoft has spent $3.5 billion on research on just text-to-speech. And some of that stuff's just now starting to come out, where you can talk to somebody in German across in Skype, and it will automatically
that's cool.
Convert to text.
Right.
Now, you can beta test that right now.
Right.
But they've spent huge amounts of money so that you can talk in various languages back and forth. There's a bunch of stuff going on, of course, in Apple that we haven't heard about at all. We know that there's 3,500 people working on it down in Austin. We don't know what they're doing.
That's a lot of people.
So that's a little different. Back then, there was nobody doing it. Now, most of the people, if you're talking about high-level research, it's in these big companies. The low-level stuff, again, is back at the colleges, and they're working on small parts of it that will make these big things possible.
You know what's going to be cool? If you saw this today, folks, is that it was saying that Google is getting ready to set up a site for insurance.
Right. I think I have a slide up here for that.
Yeah. Because that's huge, man. Because what happens with insurance, folks, okay, insurance is very hard to basically be competitive at, I think. Meaning that you get 3 or 4 insurance companies, okay? What are they insuring? What is the price? Because the spread insurance is huge.
They've been doing it for 3 years in Europe.
Have they?
Yeah. My title here, if you're in your car, you're not looking at it, is Google going to have the gecko, right?
Okay, yeah.
But they've been doing it over there for 3 years already.
That's cool, man.
My thought is that, that they pretty much have most of it already figured out.
That would make sense. It's easy. The bottom line, insurance companies make a fortune, and a site like Google just basically bring down the spreads, bring down the prices.
They're going to be kind of the kayak of insurance companies.
I like it. You stay right there, folks. Dave and I come right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment, with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. And don't forget, folks, Dave has an outstanding show every trading day right here at TFNN, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. And all the programming at TFNN, folks, you can get right on your cell phone. We do 10 hours of live programming every trading day, 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 in the afternoon. Right on your cell phone, you can put TFNN.mobi and get the audio. If you'd like to get the video, Tiger TV, just go to TFNN.com, hit the TV on the right-hand side, get the TV also. Dave's slide up here right now is the end of online poker.
A bunch of computer scientists have finally got together and licked what is the first problem in poker, and that is I'm not going to say it's easy, but it is much easier by a factor of 10 to write a game like chess that can beat Garry Kasparov or something like that. Like that happened 10 years ago or whatever.
Yes.
Games with imperfect information. Games where I don't know everything. In a chess game, you see all the pieces. Both players are looking at both sides of the board. You know that. It's same thing in checkers, same thing in most games out there. Both players have equal information. But in game theory, it's talked about imperfect information where you don't have all the information. But they basically come, and I've sent you the article. They ran millions and millions and millions, billions of hands.
Yeah.
And figured out basically a way of playing that always takes you to a draw.
Yeah, you don't. What happens here on this paper, folks, is that it's not that you don't win, but you don't lose. And the key to understand this right now is that that's only heads-up poker, which is one-on-one. That's how they did it. Right.
Now, it's going to take some more computer time, but the work they did is applicable to everything else. And once they go and run that for 3 players, then 4 players, then 5 players, then 6 players, then 7 players, they'll have all the math behind writing and using a perfect game or playing a perfect game.
And that's why you're saying the end of online poker versus us playing against each other, right?
Right. You're not going to be able to go in there and
bring a computer in.
Bring a computer in there and play at the tables in Las Vegas.
Right.
So I was wondering if there would be something. There was a big history when online poker was legal here in the United States, play for actual money.
Yes.
And there were many people selling systems, just like they sell black box systems for trading.
Sure.
They were selling black box systems for playing poker. And a lot of people made a lot of money.
Right.
And as soon as you started making a lot of money, the poker stars would yank your account and keep your money, saying that there's no way that you could have physically done that. But people made a lot of money in short times, and if they weren't greedy, were able to make money over a long period of time using those players. They don't get tired. They don't get cranky.
Yeah.
They don't get drunk when they're sitting at home in front of a table. Now, the interesting part of this would be, does it actually
No, go ahead.
Does it actually change that you can do that? And I'm thinking that there's no way that they could possibly look at everybody other than saying you're playing too well, so we're throwing you out. So it ends up being a lot tougher than I thought.
I wonder inside this paper, are there going to be a few things that you and I and any other poker player could look at and help you just playing poker in general?
The answer is yes and no. My guess is that just like most online poker players that got good during the legal time in online poker, it was just experience that they finally did it. The original paper that came out 2.5 or 3 years ago, they started with taking the 2.5 million possible poker hands as an individual player.
Yes.
There's 2.5 million different combination of cards you can have.
Okay.
And they took that and broke it down to 100,000. And you have to be able, as a poker player, to be good, to understand about those 100,000 various probabilities in those hands. And if you play real hard a couple of years, you'll figure those out, right? If you're a mathematical genius, you can figure them out already. But they're close enough to the 2.5 million hands that you can play a pretty close to a perfect hand, and that's the difference between the guys that are always at the end of those tables at poker players.
It blows my mind because they really are. I mean, you know,
they've been able to take what is about 2.5 million and reduce it to about 100,000 different hands.
Right in their head, huh?
In their heads, and there's nothing you can do other than play.
That's amazing.
To get that. But my thought is that this is the one thing. Really, if you had a poker program that does it, we were talking it during the break. It is no different than playing tic-tac-toe and just always going to the center square.
Right.
No one, if everybody's doing it, no one could ever win, and therefore the only people that would win would be the house, and everybody will quit playing.
No doubt. No doubt. Wow. So what is this one? According to government mathematical regulations, what is it?
Resistors. Think about it.
Resistors.
Right. Transistors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Resistors. Now, what this is all about is HP has had a technology for a while that could replace transistors.
Okay.
Okay. Transistors are just a switch. You have basically 2 inputs, ground and voltage. And if you turn the voltage on, voltage will come out of the third wire. That's why it's called a transistor, or three, right? Trisistor, you could call it that.
Okay.
They all have, transistors all have 3 connections. It's a little different in a memristor, where you basically have to always have power going through a transistor.
Yes.
The memristor is kind of like non-volatile memory. It remembers whatever the voltage was, either high or low, last time it was programmed. So it is would be a replacement for it, but the big advantage is that you don't have to keep power to it all the time, which is exactly the way, if you unplug your computer, all that memory goes away,
Sure,
right?
right?
Those memory circuits are all basically transistors for non-volatile memory, or volatile memory, excuse me. So this would be a way of making extremely cheap memory, but extremely cheap on power. And with everybody going to the cloud,
right? Yeah.
and HP is building these brand new computers with these brand new memrisistors with its own operating system that's based on a Unix variant to replace all the existing servers that are out there in the market. So HP has been looking at some of these big projects to go after, and they've had this
like
on the
server
shelf.
farms, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the idea on this would be that you'd be able to cut your costs down from a particular server from about $15 worth of electricity to about $5 worth of electricity on a year. And again, if you have 50,000 sitting there in a big pile.
Right.
But
and what happens, folks, at these server farms, I mean, you know, whether it's Google, whether it's Amazon, I mean, they spend millions on that, right?
Right. But not just the $5 to the $15.
Yes.
Because all those things generate huge amounts of heat. The $15 actually ends up being $30 because you had to pay to reduce the heat in all these. These don't have existing heat.
Really?
Why they're sitting still, right? Because all you do is program them, and it's...
Well, look, so right now, studio, folks, this happens a lot. I mean, if you saw this, you know, we're looking through the window, if you saw what our radio studio looks like, there's so many computers in there, it's insane.
Right.
I mean, and we have a very large air conditioner to keep them down.
But that would be, if you're wondering what HP, you were talking about what big new projects are coming out. This is a fairly new one because it would mean all new architecture for a computer, a new operating system to use that kind of new architecture. And HP is, they're throwing about $3.5 billion behind it.
I like hearing that, man.
But
when HP is, you know, when that hit the skids, man, it's such a bummer because that company had such a great name. It still has a great name, but, you know.
I always thought that the best CEO in Silicon Valley was always the guy from Oracle.
Right.
He'd been through for 40 years, up and down, and pretty much made great decisions all along.
Yes.
I think Meg Whitman is now, since he's retired, I think she is now the best from eBay buying PayPal and walking out at the right time on that to actually trying to make some very big projects at HP.
And she's at HP. She's the CEO of HP right now. That's pretty cool.
I think she's, I can't, you know, you get a sinking ship and you bail as fast as you can.
Which is really tough. And a sinking ship that is that big is really hard to bail.
She got 500,000 employees. It's very tough to turn a big ship around, but she's done pretty good. Stock prices come back, and she's got 3 or 4 of these big projects. We talked about getting into 3D printing, which will be next year for them too. This will probably be 2016, maybe 2017, but huge amount of money going into this technology, and if it shows promise, it could be the standard for what we use in the future, just because of the ability to use a whole lot less power.
That's
which
huge.
is everything right now. Mobile, everything is about less power.
I agree. No doubt. So we had the CES
this week. We weren't planning a lot. I think when we last talked, I said it looked like there wasn't a lot happening out there. The best quote I read out there was a guy that was writing. He says, "I was hoping for flying cars. I got clothes washers that notify my phone." And unfortunately, it's very, very quiet out there. But there were a lot of people pushing 4K and 8K televisions.
Yes.
I still think that they're a year or two away from actually worth buying. But when we get back, we're going to. One of the things I thought was interesting is how many fraudulent companies out there were pitching their wares out there. That were,
really?
Yeah, kind of very shaky. we'll talk about that when we come back.
You stay right there, folks. Dave and I come right back. Dow finished down 170, NASDAQ off 32, S&P's off 20. We're going to be right back.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Each and every time that the dollar ticks higher, S&P wants higher price. Each and every time that the dollar's ticking lower, guess what? S&P wants lower price. Dollar, the metals, and the S&P are going tick for tick.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
You say something yesterday afternoon.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling on us out here. We're talking with Dave, and CES, of course, is the it is the largest electronic show there is, and this year was just phenomenal how big it was. But as you're saying, there's not a lot of new things that come out of it. But there's so much with the markets at highs, with the funny money out there, meaning that the
greed.
And the venture capitalists, they're throwing money because they've made so much money. I mean, these apps, a lot of things have made big money. So, hey, talk to me about these TVs for a second, because I got to get a few more TVs for, these rental units we have, these short-term rentals. So,
there's no advantage to buying a 4K or 8K TV right now, because the electronics in it can't move fast enough when there's action on the screen. So you're going to see a lot of blurring, a lot of stuff. Intel is working on some new electronics for a lot of mobile and graphics chips for these. I don't know if they're going to be the winner in it, but everybody knows that the existing electronics graphics chips are not powerful enough for an 80-inch or a 70 or a 50-inch screen at 4K resolution. In fact, I want to buy a lot of these 4 and 8Ks to put on my trading systems. But the video card to put in to run it is $3,000.
Really?
Yeah. So am I going to put $6,000 into a big screen? And the answer is no.
No reason to.
I love it. They'd be beautiful, especially since everything doesn't move very fast. But if anything did, it would be worthless to me. Because if you try to play a game or watch a video on it, everything just smears and moves without that $3,000 video card for your very high-end computer already.
Who's making those video cards? We should check that out.
There's a handful of them. They don't sell a lot, but they do make some cash. Those are probably going to come down to about $1,000 next year. And at that point, I'll start looking at whether or not I would buy that. But my guess is that these 4K and 8K televisions are probably going to come down in half in price in another year or two.
So, which they already have. They're already half. But that's what happens.
But the premium between...
That'd be a terrible business to be in.
But the premium between an HD TV right now is about 150%. And an ultra high definition television. That probably should be more like about 30%. So when it gets down to maybe 30% or 40% more than another one, I think that's probably about right for the cost of production of what it should be. Right now, I just can't see anybody buying them and owning them for very long before there's another one that does have very good graphics chips built into it. The only thing I was going to say is that you're probably going to see a lot of articles coming out of CES about some things that seem rather dubious, and they are. Just remember that extraordinary claims need extraordinary proof. There's a bunch of perpetual motion machine kind of things that were being pitched there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which makes sense, right?
Yeah. They're going to try to find somebody that's a sucker out there for that stuff, but there's laws of physics, and they are not easily busted.
SpaceX.
Yes, Saturday, tomorrow.
So this is Musk Company,
This is Musk Company. Tomorrow morning at 4:47 a.m., they're going to try to actually land...
Is it going out of Kennedy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. They're going to try to land a spaceship on a barge.
I know, I saw that.
And so if you've seen these, they've always been this little thing that basically parachutes down in the last couple hundred feet. The engines come on, and then it's going to slowly descend back in. And the idea is that you'd be able to cut about 30% off of a rocket launch if you can reuse the upper stages.
Okay.
And so that's what it's going to be, but the first one that they're going to try is going to be tomorrow morning.
It's phenomenal that the engineering can be so precise that you can send something up and actually try to land it even on a barge. That's like unbelievable.
He's got 50 feet on each side. So that's it. If you don't, you're in the drink. And they've tried it several times, and I think they think he's got it, but the probability of success is 50-50 right now. So if it lands there, they're going to learn a lot. If it doesn't land there, they're going to learn a lot.
So the way this will go is that they'll The launch will go up at 4:47 a.m.
They'll shoot it into space. It'll orbit, and then it will come back down.
Yeah. So what is considered space? How does this work? Like,
well, it depends on what you want to talk about, but the edge of space is at about 100,000 feet. At 70,000 feet, there's not enough air left, that maybe 75,000 feet, that even the, like Blackbird, it couldn't fly because there's nothing up there to put in the engines to make it run, right?
Okay.
There's just so few molecules of oxygen and hydrogen up there that even at 3,000 miles, they can't shove enough in the engines to keep the combustion going.
Okay.
So whatever it is, it's classified, but it's somewhere around 75, 78,000 feet. Now, they've gone higher. They go higher by going real fast and then turning up, but their engines flame out, and then they have to restart them later. So they can kind of go up like a dart and go higher. But most people say space ends up starting at about 100,000 feet. If you want to go into orbit, which is more important, right, you're basically talking about orbits at about 200 miles above the surface of the Earth.
Wow. That's a long way.
Well, not if the geosynchronous orbit satellites are 25,000 miles away. Right? If a satellite sits right over the top of you and never moves, like the ones for DirecTV and all the other ones, where you always are getting a signal, that's 25,000 miles above us, right? And the ones that are 200 miles, like the International Spaceship, are right at the edge where there's no molecules left, but there's a few still escaping from the atmosphere of the planet, and they hit the spaceship and slow it down. So there's always got to be fuel in those, because they're going to slowly slow down and then re-entry. So there's always got to be a little fuel to give them a little boost.
Kick back in.
And get back up, get back up. So when we ship a lot of stuff to the International Space System, some of that is fuel just to go back and give them a little boost every once in a while, because there's enough stuff up there. It's imperceptible, but it is enough to slightly slow them down. But when you get to 25,000 miles above the Earth, there's nothing. So that's kind of it. But yeah, Skylab is a perfect example. It came down about 2 years after everybody left it and never came back to it, right? They can stay up there 2 or 3 years, but they eventually will start hitting the upper part of the atmosphere, slowly slow down, and then come back in.
That's wild, man.
So anyway, we did Google Gecko. Windows 10 comes, the finalized version, although it will not ship till later, is January 21st.
Oh, that's quick.
Apple's earnings are the 26th. So we've got
so this is going to be a big month.
It's going to be a big month. And there's a bunch of new things coming in Windows 10, especially the browser. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that Microsoft has got some real traction, man. Right?
They've been doing very well, and they're in their upgrade cycle. But I think the upgrade cycle's probably over by September.
Unreal. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it. Take ownership of it. Fly with it, folks. Thanks for being here, folks. Have a great weekend. Safe weekend. Dave and I look forward to speaking to you right here next week at TFNN. Great to have you back, brother.
Bet.
Go get them, folks.
Check out the new look of Tiger TV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.